Yo, what is good, YouTube? Welcome back to another JC2K video. In today's video, we're going to be talking about the rest of the patch notes that got released tonight in NBA 2K24 MyTEAM. I know this is a super late night video for those of y'all who are watching this at late night right after I drop it, but I wanted to come to y'all and talk about this. I was at the Cowboys game earlier tonight, first Cowboys game I've ever been to in my entire life. So much fun. But my voice is a little shot, so I apologize. My voice sounds kind of different. Also, obviously, that's why the video is a little late. But we got some huge gameplay notes in this patch that I want to discuss. So before we hop into it, if you haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Help me push towards the 15,000 subscriber mark on the channel. I upload every single day, and I would really appreciate it if y'all do subscribe. 16K, by the way, not 15K. I keep messing that up, but 16K. We hit 15 earlier this week. I really appreciate all the support. And now we're going into Season 3. Obviously, patch notes were announced a few days ago, and I made a whole video on these patch notes, including some MyTEAM changes that are happening and a couple of small gameplay changes, shot coverage detection thing and an issue with defensive coverage, and a couple of other small things. Obviously, some other stuff over here with less lost ball fumbles and a couple of small things. Not huge gameplay changes, though. And it didn't address the stuff that I was really worried about, which are the steals and the defense. These patch notes address some of the things that I have the biggest complaints, that have been my biggest complaints, honestly, by far. And I guess we should just talk about each one of them. So tomorrow's update will include the following changes. This will come out along with the update that will be, I don't know exactly what time the update file will be released, but yeah. Shooting make window size on Hall of Fame and in competitive multiplayer modes has been increased when the shot meter is turned off. What is considered a competitive multiplayer mode? I don't know. Is unlimited considered a competitive multiplayer mode? I don't know, but I don't think it matters that much because the shot make window size I think is fine with the shot meter off already. This might just be reverting it back to the 20% that it was supposed to be at already, and I think got patched in Season 2. I think that's all this is doing, is just putting it back to 20% in all likelihood, is my guess, which is where it was supposed to be for the boost that you get for shooting with meter off versus meter on. That's probably all that is. I don't think that specifically will change anything noticeable. It's the rest of the changes that matter. Reduce the shooting make window size for I guess that does that first patch change does matter to a certain extent because it'll make shooting without the meter easier. But reduce the shooting make window size for heavily contested shots on HOF and in a competitive multiplayer mode. So these are more so, I feel like, changes directed towards the park community and all the heavies that have been getting greened and the Zen accusations and all that type of stuff that have been happening with guys like Tutak and Chalk, or I don't even know how you pronounce his name. Is it Tutak? I don't know. And then Chalk and some other guys in that community, but that doesn't really apply as much to us. Obviously, there are some Zens going around in my team as well. The Zen problem is just something that I don't really want to talk about that much, though. I wish there wasn't an issue. I hope 2K can find some things to deal with it with anti-cheat. I don't know if this patch will change anything. I haven't run into a Zen yet in an Unlimited this year. I don't think. Maybe one. I know I played one guy who was kind of sus, but I beat him, so I'm not totally sure. As a whole, Zens haven't been a huge issue in my team yet, and I'm hoping they don't become an issue. I'm hoping this does mean you won't really see heavies green, but honestly, heavies don't get green that much in my team anyway. So again, not a super important change. The rest of the changes are the ones that really matter. The reduced defensive impact of late closeouts. That, I think, is the thing that has been causing all of the slowdowns that are being, and also the late contests that are causing the slowdowns. That is making shooting so frustrating when you're trying to shoot what you feel like is an open shot, or even if it's not a super open shot, it's a makeable shot. Makeable shots get incredibly slowed down right now, way more often and way more easily than they should. The late closeouts are getting way too much of a contest than they should have been getting, to be completely honest, in my opinion. So this, as a whole, should honestly hopefully at least fix both of those issues, ideally. I don't know if that's exactly how that will work, but I do at least hope it is. And I guess we will see, obviously, with how the gameplay works. I really don't know. We're going to have to watch and see how that works. But if that fixes those issues, those are probably my biggest issues gameplay-wise that I've been having, is the way that the late contests and contests in general slow down jump shots. If that works better and works the way it feels like it should, that will fix the gameplay significantly. Additionally, reduced impact of takeover boost. This is good because it nerfs Sharp Take. Sharp Take is too good. The other takeovers are, I think, honestly not that overpowered, so I don't know if that's going to hurt those other takeovers as well. But Sharp Take is too good. It makes screening bad shots way too easy, especially we've seen it in all modes, honestly, this year. Sharp Take is too good, and it is a little bit too overpowered right now, so I think that being turned down is honestly fine. It makes the game a little bit more realistic when you have Sharp Take, and I think it'll be good, especially as the year progresses and we get cards with better SIGs and animations to make it a little bit more balanced defensively going up against that Sharp Take. That being said, they did nerf defense with reduced on-ball steal success. What that means is we're not going to get pluck nearly as much. I think plucks are so stupid. I hate plucks. I can't stand them. I think they're the most annoying thing in the game when I'm dribbling in front of somebody and they just take the ball out of my hands. I can't stand it. So that getting nerfed is something I love. I think blitzes are too hard to get. I don't think you get bump steals nearly as easily as you should in this game. I don't feel like people get rewarded for playing good defense and get the steals they deserve nearly as much as they should in this game. Same thing with lane steals. It's just that none of those are good. But the one really low skill steal that doesn't, I don't think, require the skill and the is it as deserving of a steal, I guess I should say, was the one that was so good, which is the pluck. That getting nerfed and turned down hopefully should make that a lot less common, where you just go into games and get the ball taken out of your hand 6 times for no reason. Like, not having to deal with that is something that, again, I think will it just improve the user experience as a whole, because the plucks are so frustrating. When you play against somebody who's kind of exploiting it and knows how to use the right stick grip and badge, it can be so frustrating. Outside of that, I mean, that's it. But like, those are big changes between the on-ball steals going down, which I think is a decent change, and then hopefully shooting as a whole, based on these changes being fixed to the point where it plays much more manageably and enjoyably online than it did, which I think is what we're looking at here, is probably the game feeling more balanced, less bad shots going in, more good shots going in, feeling more rewarded for a good shot selection with the way they're changing closeouts. I think this should definitely, hopefully, make the game feel more rewarding when you create space and want to shoot the 3, and it will make the 3 hunting playstyle more viable than it has been as of late, and really this entire season, because this whole season was a complete disaster for anybody trying to 3 hunt. It was miserable, and honestly, the gameplay in Season 1 I thought was quite fun. Was it incredibly balanced? No, but was it very fun? Yes. And then the Season 2 gameplay was absolutely awful. I could not stand it. Probably played less online 2K than I've really ever played in Season 2. But hopefully Season 3 will bring that enjoyment back, and if the gameplay changes, these changes make the impact that I think there's a very good chance that they do make. I think there's a very good chance you're going to see me playing a lot more online in Season 3, and honestly a lot more other people playing online in Season 3. And like I said a few weeks ago, I made a video on this. The biggest problem with this game in Season 2 was simply the fact that the gameplay wasn't that fun. The content wasn't good for large portions of Season 2. I fully understand that, and I made videos on that as well myself. But the content for Season 3, yes, it 100% has its flaws, but it also looks kind of promising so far. And if the gameplay is fun, at the end of the day, that is the most important thing. If people can get on the game and play online and enjoy themselves. Like in Season 1, I still was losing. I don't like losing. Losing is still never going to be fun, but it was much more manageable and less frustrating when I did lose in Season 1, whereas now in Season 2, it was just a really miserable experience, win or lose, which was the terrible part about it. And I made a lot of tweets about it and videos complaining about it and stuff. And if the gameplay is more fun and more rewarding and more the way that it should be, and I feel like, and more closer to Season 1, I'm going to be in a much better place with this game in general as a whole, regardless of the way content is. Good gameplay is the most important thing in the game, in my opinion, and these patch notes, at least to me, the way that I think a good 2K game should play, make this game a lot closer to that. And at the end of the day, that's all I'm really looking for, and I'm crossing my fingers and hoping that that actually is the way that this turns out. Obviously, I won't know until I go into Unlimited. I really won't truly be able to tell the difference, I don't think, until I go into Unlimited this weekend to get my Unlimited ring. Before that, in my gameplays and stuff, it probably won't be all that noticeable, but we will certainly see what the gameplay is looking like this weekend, and I will report back pretty soon with what I think. But it looks very promising, and I'm very excited about what may be coming and what the gameplay at least looks like it's going to be changing towards. So wanted to make a video on that, break it down, and let me know what y'all's thoughts are. I'm super duper excited. I hope y'all are as well. And I'm excited for Season 3 content dropping in the morning. Y'all know we're ready to put our grind back in. We've been grinding all year, man. That's going to continue to Season 3, of course. If you did enjoy the video, make sure you hit that like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. I'll be back with more 2K content very, very soon, and I appreciate y'all. Peace.